There's nothing quite like that feeling of finally getting to the beach with the family after a long day of travel, feeling the warm sun and experiencing the Caribbean Sea, seeing some sights of nature. This is what I tell myself when setting out from our home at 4:30 in the morning with 2 young kids, dreading the long airport lines.
Excuse me, sir, would you... Donation to the Reverend Moon?
And a 2-year-old's first time traveling, knowing we had about 10 hours of total travel before that final moment of blissful arrival on the beach. As expected, the airport is a bit of a hot mess with the kids. Moving sidewalks, lots of fun. The lineups, not so much. Do watch the planes with the kids. Don't get a large coffee without enough time to drink it prior to boarding. So here it is, a parent's guide for traveling to Jamaica with young kids. How to avoid epic meltdowns, parental backaches, and learn by doing pretty much everything we did not do. Save yourself the time with a spoiler tip. Leave the kids with grandma. And get a rum coconut. Okay, so I'm going to try and give you some logistical tips learned from our family and from talking to some other parents on the trip and providing some of our experiences. Travel can be pretty hectic with young kids. It's definitely important to plan as much as possible, even if you're inept like me at planning, and allow for those beautiful moments that can really only happen when you step outside your zone of familiarity. And if you visit Jamaica with your kids, not only will you bring home some epic memories, but they might even sit down with you afterwards and watch cool runnings.
Feel the rhythm! Feel the rhyme! Get on up! It's bobsled time! Cool running!
I'll get right into the tips and lessons first with some story time afterwards. Number 1. Bring a capable stroller. If you've got a kid that's stroller age, it's definitely worth it, even getting it on the airplane, which was a slight hassle at customs, but it's not a big deal. They tag it for you and they have it ready for the ramp as soon as you get off the plane. Tip 2. Bring a few light sand toys if you're going to the beach with the little guys, or expect the jealous tears, which was our experience. Number 3, bring an inflatable, some sort of floaty if you've got like a 2 or 3-year-old, or water wings. It's light to pack. Inflatable's probably even lighter, or just throw them in the ocean. That works too. Now, if you've still avoided a meltdown at this point, you're doing a great job. The fun part will come. There is vacation to be had on the vacation with young kids, although it may not always seem that way. I'm going to warn anybody who hasn't done it. That being said, I do feel myself that the memories and the experiences are the payoff, and it is worth it. You've just got to get past some of those potential meltdowns. If you're like us, you have the unfortunate experience of the screaming 2-year-old inside the restaurant, that kind of thing. However, there is rum coconuts around the corner, which leads me to tip number 4. Rum coconuts are a wonderful thing. Find them. More on that coming up as we stayed at the Grand Palladium in Montego Bay. I'll include that in a separate video of a more serious review of the Grand Palladium Resort, and I've got tips on where to find and where to get the rum coconuts there. And given being with young kids, I mean, we're not heavy drinkers, but if you're gonna drink, the best style, you might as well do it out of a rum coconut if given the opportunity, and you do have the opportunity. Tip number 5, sunblock is obvious, but hats were a big one for us. Even though we don't burn too bad, it's just being around the beach a lot during the day, open beaches, get the hats, sun shirts probably too. But aloe and sunburn cream was a big one, because it's almost inevitable if you're coming from a winter climate, North America, Canada, you're going straight into the sun. Bring the sunburn cream, or prepare to get gouged. Tip number 6, if the kid wants to eat a damn plate of bread, you know, it's vacation. In my experience, just let the kid eat a plate of bread if that's all they want to get from the buffet, and chill. Tip 7 is go find some cool bugs or birds or some weird plants or something you don't have around you at home. Kids love that kind of stuff, especially in the Caribbean where it's so different and everything is so colorful and bright. Not too many dangerous things. You know, maybe do a little research before you touch anything that looks too weird. Pro tip for parents: if you are drinking, consider a refillable thermos type bottle or mug, like a Yeti brand. Depending on what time you arrive, rum coconuts may or may not be available, but don't worry, you're going to get greeted with something. If you do need a break at some point, there is the Kids Center, which had varying levels of success. Our older boy enjoyed it the one day. They had a play and a rehearsal that they did and got ready for performance in the theater later on, which was later on in the evening, about 8 or 9 o'clock, so that was cool. Our younger guy wasn't digging it. We generally didn't bring him there, but as much as you want to have the family experience, it is nice to have a place where you can potentially drop the kids off and go and get some mom and dad time for a bit. Upon arriving, we honestly fell in love with Jamaica pretty quickly and found the airport staff to be friendly, good vibes right away. I'm going to leave it with a fun fact of Jamaica. The national bird of Jamaica is the streamer-tailed hummingbird, which the locals call the doctor bird. It has been said that the name was given because the erect black crest and tails resemble the top hat and the long tail coats doctors used to wear in the old days. Other schools of thought believe that it refers to the way the birds lance the flowers with their bills to extract nectar. So take it for what you will. I, being the bird nerd of the family, spotted one. After several hours of searching and asking the groundskeeper for tips on the best gardens to find them. They're more common in the summer and spring months, and then during our January visit. If you made it this far, a sincere thank you. This was my first real effort at making any sort of targeted content for YouTube, and I have plans for this channel. Sure, I know you've heard that before, but drop a sub if you got any sort of value and hopefully entertainment out of this. It was a lot of fun making it. Feedback is always appreciated. I plan to deliver a range of content targeted to parents, but not just parents, and brings my own real experiences and personality as a gaming dad who loves YouTube, and I'm hoping to return some of that value that it's brought into my life. And go ahead and drop a comment with your favorite part of the video and your, in your estimation, the most cringy part of the video. I've got more content planned in the works right now, including both a full review of Grand Palladium as a resort in Jamaica that we went to. Working on a few personal projects as well on the side, and continuously looking to push the boundaries of my own cinematography and recording skills as well as editing skills along the way. That's part of the fun of this whole YouTube thing, is I'm learning new skills along the way, and if it delivers some value to somebody out there, even just one person, if somebody gets value out of this, then that just makes my day. Thanks for watching, and Godspeed, YouTube.